What's up, friends? Welcome back to another episode of House of the Dragon, and I got a new microphone for the first time in 2.5 years. I've finally switched it up a little bit, been using the other one since the very first reaction I did, and so felt like it was time for a bit of a change, and I went to an actual microphone, one that's a little less awkward to hold, even though people have always been concerned about my arm getting tired for some reason. The other one's not that heavy. This one's actually a little bit heavier, but the most important thing is hopefully it sounds okay. I tested it out, seemed to sound all right. This is the first reaction I'm testing it out on, so you can all let me know if it still sounds okay. Hopefully it even might sound a little bit better. I don't know. This is obviously kind of a test for me, but another important thing is we have another episode of House of the Dragon, which I've been so excited for ever since the last one aired. I'm not expecting to have as many battle sequences in this one because we got the motherlode in the last episode, but I am still expecting some phenomenal material in writing and obviously acting. I don't know if we're going to beat the time jump of the last one, jumping ahead several years, but I'm not sure any time jumps could surprise me at this point unless we jump to entirely new characters and all the others have passed away or something. That would surprise me, but I am very excited to get into it. Hopefully you enjoy watching along with me for it. If you do, definitely consider leaving a thumbs up, helps the videos out, and of course full-length reactions are available on Patreon, link for that in the description below. But without further ado, let's get into episode 4.
Blackhaven, our unscalable battle stone, well fortified against any future Dornish incursions. It is situated most pleasingly.
Wait, is she on the throne right now? Did we skip forward to her being queen or something? Or is this just another meeting they're holding right now?
The view across the marches is inspiring.
Tell me, Lord Dondarrion, did you think my great-grandmother is beautiful as they say?
Was half a century ago, Princess.
Yes, it was.
Okay, that answers my question. She isn't quite in the king's position, or the queen's position.
Next.
And now a child.
As Lucas Blackwood, the grandsire of my grandsire, aided the dragon in his war of conquest.
The Blackwoods truly turned the tide on that one.
Coursed with the blood of the first men, our history is deeply rooted in this land.
I think she's admiring him a little bit. He stood his ground even though they were heckling him.
Under my protection.
The princess has a dragon, you dumb.
Let us have the next, so we may go to supper.
Craven.
Oh, let's go. I'm ready for a duel with these two. I bet this kid can pack a punch.
I would happily row myself back to King's Landing if it brought an end to this ridiculous pageant.
Don't look, Princess.
Let's go. He can actually handle himself. What a kill. If that was a kill. I knew he had to be hiding some strength in there.
We should make landfall inside the hour, Princess.
How do you think he will take it?
How you rejected every suit his grace put before you, or how you abruptly ended the tour with 2 months remaining?
I'm a big fan of her look in this episode so far. She looks very elegant, but also, even if she hasn't talked to Daemon in a while, still wearing that necklace. Been featured prominently.
Fetch the maester!
I'm fine.
That's Daemon's dragon, right? I recognize the shape of the body when it flew by. Is this the first time he's returning? Yo, rolling in like a boss, man. I like his look. He's the biggest man on campus here now, that's for sure. Made his own crown.
Add it to the chair.
Ultimate mic drop moment. I love it. Viserys does not look very happy to see him.
You also call yourself king?
Once we smash the Triarchy, they name me King of the Narrow Sea. But I know that there is only one true king, Your Grace.
He is doing and saying all the right things right now. I think he's going to get the backing of the people here soon. But I think Viserys knows exactly what he's trying to do.
Who holds the stepstones?
The tides and 2,000 dead Triarchy staked to the sand to warn those who might follow.
Love that look between Otto and him. I don't think Otto considered Daemon having a shot at the crown again, which could foil all of his plans.
Rise.
Never thought I'd see the day that these two would be back together making up, although I still feel like there's going to be a lot of tension between them. I feel like this is a bit of a formality at the moment.
This is our charter. Daemon, he would venture off. No. I will not revisit this debate. You are
Rhaenyra's wardrobe is undefeated, man. She's got all the good looks. Makes sense, though, if you're a princess. You got all the good access to fabrics and cloth and everything.
Congratulations on your victory.
Thank you, Princess.
Perhaps Prince Daemon would care for a tour of the gallery.
Would you like to see the tapestry?
Oh, jeez, these dudes having a laugh. Just like old times, I guess. Let bygones be bygones.
I'd like to see them.
Oh, well, then you should not deprive yourself.
I shall enjoy them alone.
Getting some interesting vibes between them right now. Obviously, they had a strong connection before he left, but I don't know everything involved in that connection.
Surmise the tour did not go well.
I enjoyed it for as long as I could.
Have every young knight and lord in the Seven Kingdoms fawning over you. What misery.
Those men and boys don't fawn over me. They only want my name and my Valyrian blood for their offspring.
Yo, tell him Rhaenyra can see through everybody. She's not as politically minded as Alicent has been.
The king went through great effort to arrange your tour. He is frustrated. But I am glad you are home. I find I have few friends lately. I like to believe I'm still the Lady Alicent, but all anyone sees when they look at me now is the queen.
I've missed you too.
Well, I'm surprised she actually said that to her. Maybe they can become friends again after all. Love how dynamic all of these character relationships are, though. So much behind every word.
I do suppose you seem changed by your adventures? Mature, perhaps.
You've matured yourself these last 4 years, Princess. You'll get used to the attention.
My father seems content to sell me off to whichever lord has the biggest castle.
There are worse things to be sold for.
All just part of the game, I guess. At least she can talk openly with Daemon.
Abrasiris ohis biare istas. Zirilede todor.
O che se creni un tenko, totaluti ombriago rus na jumban.
Una no hadaranni apicagoni seitax, parseri morcacotas, encos vochos potilundaor.
I can't blame her one bit. That would stick with you forever and haunt you. I wonder if there is like an entire language written out in translation by George R.R. Martin and they're just taking that from this, or taking this from that, I mean.
I don't wish to cause you further distress, Your Grace, but my brother has sent disturbing word from Old Town. Lord Corlys is said to have engaged in negotiations with the Sea Lord of Bravos. He plans to wed his daughter Rhaenyra to the Sea Lord's son.
Let's go. Mentioning Bravos again. Haven't heard that name in years. Could go back to what his assistant, whatever position that is, was saying of marrying Rhaenyra to Laenor. Could be the only way to solve it. Solve it politically, that is. Oh, interesting. Just off first glance, that looks like a baby girl with the clothes and everything. So I guess that leaves Aegon alone as the potential heir if people were to reject Rhaenyra. Whose clothes are these that she's looking at right now? Is this something that Daemon left behind? Don't know who else it would be. Whoa, fascinating. Let's go. Secret passage. Always love that. At first, I thought it might be something scarier and someone was kind of mapping out her room to attack her in the night or something. this is cool. For one, I love the music, but this makes me think it definitely had to be Daemon that left all this for her. Is he gonna spill some secrets? Yep, I was right. Definitely a Daemon type move. She's not gonna just straight up leave with him, is she? Oh, Daemon looks like a boss with that hood and everything. She's experiencing the whole entire different life in King's Landing now.
Do you wish to know your death, child?
Quite the transition. She looked kind of creepy though. Not sure I'd want any fortune coming from her, especially if it's in regards to my death.
Leave us. All of you.
And I can't believe I missed it in the last episode until I saw some other people pointing it out. It's a little bit more clear now, but I do see the fingers that he lost. Who knows what it's going to take next.
You have a far kinder touch than they do.
Thank you, husband.
And now we come to the matter of the great Iron Chair. And whose bum it might bear.
I'm down to watch a play by the commoners, but even if the marriage was just kind of a political move, it seems like Alicent genuinely cares about him.
A son! So which heir might that chair bear? The brother, the daughter, or the little princeling of 3? Rhaenyra, the realm's delight.
So foul, man. It's got to be so odd for both her and Daemon to see how everybody else perceives them.
Aegon the Babe Prince might long for acclaim. He has 2 things Rhaenyra cannot: a conqueror's name and a...
Oh my gosh. I love that she pipes up. Don't let anybody smack talk her.
Their wants are of no consequence.
They're of great consequence if you expect to rule them one day.
But one night I wish to be free of the burdens of my inheritance.
4 copper street rat in King's Landing, we pay for our pleasures. Hey, stop, boy! Wait, I'll find him.
Now she is fully involved in the nightlife. Became a thief in just a few hours. Is something bad about to happen with them? Because the way it keeps cutting back and forth makes me think that while Rhaenyra and Daemon are down with everybody else, Alicent or Viserys could be gone.
Enjoyed that, did you?
Who knows when our next taste freedom?
Pardon me, Your Grace. The king has requested your presence.
I don't like this one bit, man. I feel like something majorly shady is happening. Either the king could be dying right now, or someone other than the king is trying to get her out of her bedroom. Oh man, that makes me feel so uncomfortable. Alicent does not look like she's enjoying that one bit. I guess something unpleasant was going on, just not what I was thinking. I find it very interesting that they're contrasting these two situations because the area they're in feels kind of like the grimy underworld of King's Landing, although I feel like all the interactions there are consensual, while what's going on with Viserys feels very much the opposite.
It's a pleasure, you see, for the woman as it is the man.
Bro, no way. Are you serious? I guess I was kind of getting that vibe before, but I didn't think they'd actually jump on that opportunity. I don't know if this is all genuine from Daemon or if this is secretly also a power play to get back in a position to be in power, because if she is in line to be queen and ends up choosing him, then he would obviously be right next to her.
Daemon?
Gotta be careful walking around without the head thing to hide her hair. She'll be recognizable. I have no idea why Daemon pieced out, though. Maybe he was just testing her to see what she would do.
Princess, are you hurt? I shall alert the Lord Commander.
Don't tell me she's gonna do something with Criston now. He definitely can't get freaky on duty. Man, here we go. This is what I thought was gonna happen last episode, or where we were heading. I'm not sure Criston's gonna agree with it, though. Seems like he is very focused on his duties. Well, I feel a lot less uneasy watching this interaction because it's not incestual, but this has been the duo I've been wanting. I don't know if this is going to be a one-night thing or if it's going to last, though.
Apologies for the late hour, my lord.
What is it?
A messenger brings word from the White Worm.
Oh no, I knew that was bad when he saw Rhaenyra before.
Come.
I mean, even if he tells Viserys the truth about what happened, I know he's gonna spin it in a bad way.
I have discomforting news. I'm afraid it concerns the princess, my king. I had considered saying nothing, but...
What has she done?
The princess was spied last evening in a pleasure house. She was carrying on with her uncle.
Ooh, okay, that is pretty heavy. I didn't realize that the kid had seen that happen.
You enter my bedchamber, accusing my daughter of something. Now speak it plainly.
Daemon and Rhaenyra were seen together in the bowels of a pleasure den. Coupling.
Oh man, she was hearing it as well. This word is gonna spread fast. I think it was a big mistake following Daemon then, even though it led to a good thing with Criston.
I must maintain trusted sources of information, and this one as yet has never led me astray. And several of the servants have now admitted to seeing her creeping through the gates from King's Landing, disguised as a page, during the hour of the owl.
I love this writing so much. Everything just feels so much in that world. Great vocabulary.
Chance to destroy her reputation.
I have no such intent, Your Grace.
You think yourself a cunning man? Your designs are obvious. Do you wish to have your blood on the Iron Throne so badly that you are willing to destroy mine own?
Shoot, man, going straight at him. I mean, he's telling nothing but the truth, but that's absolutely his motivations for it. I didn't even think about that it could ruin her chance at the throne.
Dress, Rhaenyra.
Princess.
My guy is pretty embarrassed and shy now after that. Seems like he did all right, though, with his performance.
What happened last night?
What do you mean?
My father has made some worrying allegations about you. Were you with your uncle?
Oh man, for a second I thought she might be on her side, but she seems pretty angry.
You Daemon in a pleasure house.
This is a vile accusation.
You Targaryens do have queer customs.
Your Grace, sister, you must know I would never. You cannot believe such gossip.
I wonder if Alicent feels extra hurt by it because they have a bit of a strong relationship together, even though we haven't seen much from him.
To question my virtue is an act of treason.
I only want to help you, Rhaenyra.
We drank in a tavern. Several taverns. It's getting late, and I asked to go home. But Daemon wished to continue.
I don't think she's going to tell her the whole truth. Very interested in how all of the different customs work, because it was Otto who suggested last episode that she marry her half-brother.
I was only a spectator. I didn't do anything.
So you did not...
Must I truly refute that? Daemon never touched me. I swear this to you. upon the memory of my mother.
Whoa, that is bold saying that, since she is a lying straight through her teeth. It's a pretty convincing argument on her side, though.
My daughter. Won't you even deny it?
I need to understand the charge before I can attempt to discredit it.
His story better be exactly the same as Rhaenyra, otherwise they are screwed, and not in the way that they were the other night.
When we were Rhaenyra's age, we our way through most of the brothels on the Street of Silk.
We were young men. She is just a girl, your niece.
Rhaenyra's a woman grown.
You have ruined her. What lord will wed her now in this condition?
Who gives a what some lord thinks?
Oh my gosh, this is so tense. I can't believe he just admitted it, though. Now it doesn't matter what Rhaenyra says.
I should disinherit her, as I already did you. Be done with it.
Wed her to me. When I offered up my crown, you said I could have anything. I want Rhaenyra. I'll take her as she is and wed her in the tradition of our house.
You are already wed.
Oh, here we go. This is what I thought he was trying to do. Maybe it wasn't initially, but he's just thinking on his feet now.
It's not my daughter you lust for, is it? It's my throne. Go back to the Vale, Daemon, to your lawful wife. Strive to restore whatever scrap of honor remains in you, as long as you are gone from my side for good.
Love seeing Viserys go enforcer mode. He can be pretty intimidating, but maybe I was right in assuming that was his plan from the beginning, to get some power. Don't tell me that knife is being heated up because they're going to use it on her. Kind of an ominous way to enter a room.
Once belonged to Aegon the Conqueror, before Aegon's death. The last of the Valyrian pyromancers hid his song in the steel.
From my blood come the prince that was promised, and his will be the song of ice and fire.
Hey, another reference of the song in Ice of Fire. Cool. Love all the lore about this.
The burden of this knowledge, 'tis larger than the throne. 'Tis larger than you. Jaehaerys would have disinherited you.
You've yet to ask me for the truth of what happened.
The truth does not matter, Rhaenyra. Only perception.
Dang, that was a bar right there. Pretty accurate, though, in a position of power.
So you'll strip me of my titles and name Aegon in my stead.
I would, but it is mine to hold the realm together, not sow it with further division. Your courtship is at an end. You will wed Laenor Velaryon, and you will do so without protest.
Oh, shoot. So he is going along with that plan. Laenor didn't seem like the worst person, but with it not being Rhaenyra's choice, still makes it kind of sketchy.
And what will you do about the vulture who perches upon your throne?
What vulture?
Your hand.
Otto Hightower has served 2 kings loyally.
He wants Aegon to be named heir, and he will stop at nothing.
Let's go, Rhaenyra calling him out, finally speaking the truth about him.
The Conqueror's vision and the need for strength. How can that be accomplished with your most trusted advisor so self-interested?
Every man on my small council and all councils past has been self-interested.
I will do my duty as heir and wed Sir Laenor, but you must first do yours as king.
Man, Rhaenyra is full of great lines. She has a no BS attitude, that's for sure. What a great scene.
5 days.
I'm sorry, Your Grace.
My father was a hale and healthy warrior and dragon rider, at the peak of his abilities. Jaehaerys named a great royal hunt to celebrate him being named the Hand of the King. 5 days later, my father lay dead.
Wait, is he gonna accuse Otto of being the reason for that? Love the way this episode is moving from scene to scene.
Dead of a burst belly.
It was a grim day. I recall it all too well.
It was a good day for you. Jaehaerys named you Hand in Balon's stead.
That's hardly how I viewed it, Your Grace.
Wow, I cannot believe he's going straight at Otto, not even doing anything behind the scenes. What if Otto has been the one who's been poisoning or decaying Viserys?
How long did it take you to choose yourself over your king?
Your Grace.
Alicent. She took me through the worst of my grief. She was a calculated distraction. I only now realize how well calculated it was.
He is spelling it out perfectly. I cannot believe this scene is happening, though. These performances are next level.
A loyal Hand must tell his king a discomforting truth from time to time, Your Grace. If he doesn't, he's failed as a servant.
You were a faithful servant, Otto. The crown and the realm both owe you a debt.
can never be repaid.
No way, he just removed him as hand. This is wild. Love the way this is being filmed though, and how dimly lit the room is to match the tone. Love seeing that look of defeat on Otto's face as well. Couldn't have happened to a worse schemer.
I took great care in its preparation. If not brewed properly, it can either prove ineffective or else bear unpleasant.
Brewed properly. I'm sorry, what is that?
A tea, Princess, from the king. It will rid you of any unwanted consequences.
Oh man, I don't like this though, because he has kind of seemed like he's working in tandem with Otto, and so he could have gotten word from Otto that he was removed his hand, and so this could be like a last-ditch effort to ensure Aegon is heir. What? No chance the episode ends right there. Are you kidding me? What a cliffhanger to leave us on. So we're just going to be guessing until the next episode what exactly that was and if she took it. But I cannot believe this is only episode 4 and we are already at this position with so many of the characters. They are all so well written and dynamic because every interaction holds so much weight and has all these different twists and turns. It's just incredible how they've managed to set them all up and establish their motivations, both realized and hidden, because obviously there's so much behind what people are saying that you can kind of pick up on as well. And so it's just been a beautifully told story so far. This is definitely a show that is making good use of its runtime. Well, Game of Thrones is certainly back in full force with House of the Dragon. They have an amazing show on their hands, and I cannot wait to see what the future holds, especially after how they left us with the end of that episode. I cannot believe it ended right there. It was maybe not as shocking as some cliffhangers in some shows that I've watched for the channel, considering that it was pretty subtle and a low-key scene, but it was still just as heart-wrenching that I don't get to know what happens next after that. I would assume the subsequent episode doesn't have a time jump. Even this one didn't really have much of a time jump. It had like a few months or whatever, I feel like, but definitely not as much as the last episode had, and so can't wait to spend more time with these characters here. And I'm really glad to see that most everybody else is really loving this show as well, because hopefully that means that we're going to get a lot of seasons of this show and just get to spend so much more time in Westeros and with the Game of Thrones universe, because it's one of the best cinematic universes or worlds out there, I feel like, for me. But I like how every scene, and I feel like especially in this episode, is there to serve the plot, and nothing feels insignificant or out of place. Obviously, there's some extended sequences that may not feel in the moment are super significant or necessary. Obviously, in this episode, we had that lengthy sequence with Rhaenyra and Daemon going around the town and then ending up in the pleasure house, which transitioned into her getting with Sir Criston, which in the moment I wasn't sure of all the implications, but obviously those events were the entire catalyst for everything else that happened in the episode, and presumably everything else that's going to happen for some time now. It was quite a massive domino effect from that first kiss between Rhaenyra and Daemon kissing to eventually Otto being removed as hand. I could not have seen that chain of events playing out just like that. But while it is very satisfying to see Otto's plan foiled by Viserys there, I am very worried about Viserys' safety now, because even if he is not in a position of power anymore, Otto, he still has resources, and obviously, as it showed in this episode, he has a lot of sources, and so I feel like he could still pull a lot of strings from behind the scenes, potentially some deadly strings in Viserys' case, or even in Rhaenyra's case, which I'm still unsure what was given there. I would assume the intent of that, if it is separate from Otto and his planning, is just like a middle-aged version of a Plan B type drug or something like that, just to end a possible pregnancy, because they think that she did actually have relations with Daemon, even though it ended up being Sir Criston. And so regardless of who was behind that getting there, it'll still be very interesting to see her decision on if she takes it and what happens as a result of it, because I would hate to see Rhaenyra hurt physically or emotionally as well because of her actions there. But even though this episode didn't have nearly the amount of action as the last episode, I still found it just as engrossing and gripping. All the storylines have been so fascinating up to this point, and I feel like it's just going to keep building and building after each episode. And so hopefully you enjoyed watching along with me for this one. Looking forward to your thoughts on it and everybody's current positions. And if you did enjoy watching along, definitely consider leaving a thumbs up. Helps the videos out. And as always, full-length reactions are available on Patreon. Link for that in the description below. But until the next episode, look forward to seeing you all later. Peace.